What's good, everybody? Injured here. Thank you for joining me today. I have a very special guest, a young man of 22 years old who hails from Wisconsin. He's been playing games since the Nintendo 64 and for a while was known as one of the best healers in Bloodline Champions. He was able to reach the grade of 25 and was once the second highest rated player in the 2v2 ladder for Season 3 and Season 5. Everybody, welcome Finlev. Finlev, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent, man. I had a really good day today at work, and my wife is home now, so I get to go hang out with her. It has just been a wonderful day.
Perfect night, man. Well, productive days at work. You can't take that for granted, you know?
You got that right, man. It is good to work, and so it feels good to be able to earn something and, put food on the table.
Right.
Well, those of you who are wondering what is going on, I'm doing a show called Inside the Arena where I'm going to be interviewing high-level players and letting you find out a little bit about their feelings on Battlerite and a little bit of their own personality. So if you're okay with it, Finlev, I'm going to jump right into the interview.
By all means.
All right, so our first section of questions are going to be focused specifically on Battlerite-related content. So who is your favorite champion and why are they your favorite champion?
That's kind of a tough question for me just because, I'm kind of known as a multi-classer. So I switch from main to main depending on the patch or what I'm feeling in that time. But right now, I gotta say Taya is my favorite, by far.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's got a huge potential to outplay. She has the possibility of doing massive amounts of damage, which, feels really freaking good, And she's just very high risk, high reward. And I really like that kind of gameplay.
I have to say, I don't know if there's anything that feels better than hitting an awesome X strike with Taya.
God, I swear the enemy feels it in real life when I get that right on the tip, I swear.
It is really good. So, but follow-up question that a lot of people kind of think she's a little underpowered right now. Where do you think that she falls in the scale of tier list or power, etc.?
Well, I don't necessarily like to think of things in tier lists in this game, since everybody is clearly viable. But you are relatively accurate in that statement. Taya does suffer in twos, especially. She's a lot more viable in threes when she's got a comp that can kind of babysit her and allow her to go out and be aggressive. So if you watch the Masters of Bacon tournament, the finals had a Taya comp, but with Varesh and Lucy, right? Two incredibly strong shields that can allow her to go out and do what she loves to do. So I think she needs that right now because the meta kind of revolves around strong range characters who control the neutral game. And by neutral, I mean just kind of the flow of the battle when nothing's happening.
Right, no full-on engage, kind of the poke stage.
Exactly. So you got people like Jumong, you got people like Ashka, who are just going to destroy Taya. In a one-on-one situation, she's very vulnerable when she's using or putting out her offensive pressure when she's not using her haste. So she really struggles against people like that. And it's just very easy to draw out her escapes because she has to use those escapes to be offensive.
Right.
So really, it's just a matter of, again, high risk, high reward.
Okay.
Not a lot of people can do that consistently.
Right. And so you like living on the edge there.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So if you were to pick a least favorite champion, who would that be and why?
Oh, this is easy. Sirius. I hate Sirius.
Now, do you hate playing Sirius or playing against Sirius?
Playing Sirius. There's another answer for playing against, that's for sure.
Oh, okay.
Granted, I've been there's a deep set hatred for Astronomer from BLC, so that kind of transitions over to Sirius naturally.
Okay.
But in terms of playing him, he's very one-dimensional, and to be successful, you have to follow that kind of style of play, that formula. Just CC one of the enemy teams, space into the other one, M1 combo, try to get your counter hit, rinse and repeat. Right. There's not a lot of room for innovation or, obviously he takes a lot of skill to play. He's got a very high skill ceiling, and you can outplay people, but it's just not for me. It's not my style. So I've never really enjoyed playing him.
Okay. So this next question may not bode well for you just because you said you don't really have a favorite character. So if your main did not exist, we'll say that's Taya right now. Who would you play and why would you pick that person?
And again, as you know, I play a lot of things. When people ask on my stream what I main, I don't even know what to answer them. So I would probably say Bako. He's kind of my day one character.
Okay.
I mained Vanguard as a DPS and VLC. That was kind of my main DPS, so that transitioned over. But I've won a couple threes tournaments with Eva. I play some support characters, Lucy, Time Llama. I don't know, man.
Well, I really love the fact that there is a high-level player who plays multiple characters because it does seem like people really tend to specialize in this game. And so I appreciate that you are kind of showing people, hey, you can be good at multiple people and still play on a high level.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do take a lot of pride in it. And I think it shows, that you grasp the game and you have game knowledge and you're just good at the game if you're able to do that. So that's why I strive for it.
Nice.
It makes me feel really good.
Yeah, cool. Who would you say is the best team right now in Battlerite? And so not talking about composition, talking about player teams. So when you think about who's winning a lot of tournaments or who do you think's the big dog on campus?
In respect to team, and by team I mean a group of players who actually has some synergy that I see, not just ones that win. I'd say, I don't know if this is their team name anymore, but Proficiency HQ. The DZN
yes.
is given Skywind and Protagonist. And, mostly the 2v2 team, the DZN and Skywind. Those two are just incredible players. They've got their flaws, but they're just really, really smart. When I play against people, I can tell how well they understand the game and its concepts and the intricacies of the game, and those two understand on a deep level. So I have nothing but respect for them. And we go back and forth. I've kind of beaten them in more 2v2 tournaments, but they've beaten me in more 3v3 tournaments. But by all means, they have the most respect from me right now.
Cool. Who would you say is your nemesis in game right now? And again, talking about a player, not a champion.
Player. I'd kind of just have to go with the same answer, frankly. Just because we meet in every single tournament.
Okay.
For whatever reason, we seem to get seeded so that we meet each other either in semis or before semis every single time. So, I mean, naturally, not that there's any negative connotation with that, but
they right now have been the bane of your tournament existence.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. It can be hard. But I love that there's not bad blood, but you do recognize that you do have someone that you've been conflicting with on the battlefield.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no bad blood. I try to keep, the top community. Nothing but bad can come from stuff like that, so.
Right. So, as you're playing the game, is there a champion that you just despise seeing? Who's the least favorite champion you like seeing on the other team?
It's a toss-up, but right now I'm going to have to go with Jumon, hands down. The dude is just, he's by far, he's got the best neutral game in the game.
It is really strong. It's
absolutely absurd. You have to come to him, as most characters. The only one who kind of denies that is Rukhan. You have to go to him, and then when you do, you're using your escapes or your mobility to get to him, right? And then you really don't have much after that to put out pressure, and he's got 3 iframes. He can do anything he wants. And while he's using his iframes, he's also putting out pressure to you.
Right.
So it's just nearly impossible to trade against a good Jumong who doesn't waste his abilities. It's absurd. He's way too strong right now. And it's just super frustrating to play. And I think everybody agrees. I've been seeing a lot of hate for him.
And when you say everybody, you mean in the kind of the higher tier part of the community, the grade 14s and 15s and 13s and stuff?
When I refer to everybody, I say more like stuff I've seen on Reddit or in the community or in Discord.
Oh, okay.
But definitely, it's a very popular opinion in the top community as well.
Cool.
So.
Which champion from BLC are you most looking forward to being added to Battlerite right now?
Oh, Grimrock, man.
So,
Grimrock.
Is that who you mained as healer?
Yeah, that was my man. That's my homie.
It's going to be really interesting to see how he's ported over. Is there a certain skill that you're thinking, okay, if this skill is not in his kit, I'm going to be ticked?
Likely Healing Word. That was kind of his thing, right?
Yep.
And I think that it seems like Stunlock Studios, their mission, I guess, is to give every support a different kind of niche or a different style. So you got Pearl, who's the super defensive, hard to kill character. You got Sirius, who's the Mongoloid rush in, do a lot of damage kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Grimrock actually fits in its own niche. He's unique from the other supports currently in the game, right? So I think it would be a good fit. But a lot of people seem to want Blood Priest in, so we'll see how that goes.
I think with twos being so popular, I'm looking forward to Blood Priest, and he's just a fun character in general. I was never good at Grimrock. That's the only reason I don't care for him being it. But
fair enough.
what would you say is the biggest change you would like to see right now in Battlerite?
I'd love to see teams brought back. I know you play BLC at least a little bit, so you're familiar with how teams, they have an MMR tied to them. So you can make a team with someone, with a friend of yours, and the MMR you gain from queuing in that 2s or 3s queue is tied to that team specifically. You don't lose personal rating. You had your own solo queue rating. So I would love to see that, because the rating system as of now is very inaccurate because of the lack of that. So I'd love to see that.
I would really like to see that too, and I know that there used to be the tournament system in BLC, and that was something I was looking forward to seeing again. I know for me it added a lot of replay value.
Definitely, and I know that's a huge topic, and they are well aware of people's desire for that. But I really hope they do it in a way that allows them to integrate the community tournaments that have been going on, right?
Right.
Because you don't want to create competition with them. So I feel like they should create some sort of a automatic system where community organizers can submit their tournaments and then administer them from within the client.
That's a really wonderful idea.
To integrate that. So that's what I hope to see. I think that'd be great.
Stunlock Studios, if you see this, do what Finlev says. That was really smart.
I made a giant Reddit post, so I'm sure they've already seen it. But
okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to transition now a little bit into what I have been calling the personal questions. So, dun, 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 here we go. What is your favorite food?
Domino's Pizza.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I love Domino's. I live in a really small town, and I get so much crap because I say Domino's Pizza is the best pizza in town. There's all these little mom and pop shops, and they're terrible. The mom and pops are so bad. And it helps that I have a friend who owns like 13 Domino's.
Well, that's the thing.
Yep. And so I'm hoping one day, if YouTube or whatever blows up, he'll give me like Domino stuff to sponsor some videos or whatever. I don't know. We'll see.
I was just gonna say, like, everybody on my stream tells me I should get a Domino sponsor. I mean, the background of my stream is literally a stack of Domino's boxes. I make them so much money.
I'm being really serious. I will reach out to my friend and see what he says.
Please do.
I will reach out to him. All right. Could you tell us, and now this one could be a little scary here. Tell us, what is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you?
Whenever I get asked this question, I find it so difficult to think of anything, even though there are so many, potential things. So I'm going to go with the fact that last night on stream, I dropped the grade 13.
You dropped the grade 13? That broke your heart, huh? It was
something right out of a nightmare. I felt like I was in an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
What happened in chat? Did chat go crazy?
Oh, my stream, dude. They're so mean to me. I tell them that there's no bullying allowed in Finlev's stream, and misbehave.
So instead of bullying each other, they bully you. Is that what happened? You made a common
That's
enemy?
correct. That's correct. Yeah.
If anyone from Finlev stream is in here, start bullying me. Do not bully Finlev. This guy is nothing but
Aw.
love.
Oh, shucks. Thank you.
What is your proudest moment in life?
Likely, a couple summers ago, I actually started, taking my health seriously and getting in shape, right? And I never done anything like that before. So I've always had trouble sticking with routines and being motivated. So when I actually started going to the gym and eating and all this stuff, and I got in the best shape of my life, that was by far the proudest moment of my life. I had never done anything like that before. And frankly, I kind of let all that go. But
It's hard.
I do look back on that and feel really good about it. So
Well, from what I can tell and from my life experience, once you've done it once, it's easier the second time because you know what it takes.
exactly, you can do it.
Exactly.
Right? So that's what I keep telling myself.
Well, one day when you're able to live off of streaming and you can spend your mornings all day working out and then just play video games, it'll happen.
By all means, dude. By all means.
Who would you say you look up to most in life, or who would you call your mentor?
Probably my older brother, who's actually way older. He's like 38, 35, something like that. He's just got everything together and love him to death. There's not really anything past that, but I've just always kind of looked to him as a role model. So not too interesting of an answer, but it is true.
Hey, it's great when you have family that is that close. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
If you could have dinner with anyone alive or dead, who would it be?
That's such a hard one, man. It really is. But I'd probably go with Bill Gates. And not necessarily just because he's the richest man in the world or whatever. I am a computer guy. I work in IT. That's my education and my passion outside of gaming. And I would just love to pick his brain. The dude is just a monster.
Yep, I hear that. There's certain people that you just wish you could be friends with.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so we're going to transition into what I call character revealing questions. Now, these 10 questions are actually used in a French television show and an American television show, and they've been around for a long time. And so I don't want to deviate from these 10 questions because I like the fact that these questions have lineage. So, first off, what is your favorite word?
This was a tough one too, but I gotta go with astute. I really like the word astute. That's an astute observation. It just feels good. It rolls off the tongue. I don't know, man. I like it.
What is your least favorite word?
I picked a word that isn't necessarily a word, but when people say it drives me utterly bonkers. Right?
Perfect.
It's uncomfy. All right. When people tell me that they're uncomfy with a situation, I legitimately cannot take them seriously for the remainder of that.
I didn't think about the repercussions of this, but you might be getting a ton of spam in your chat with this one. We'll see.
Oh god. Oh my gosh. I don't like this.
Don't treat him too bad out there, the interwebs. Don't do it.
Yeah, no bully.
Exactly, no bullying. Again, bully me. Don't bully Finlev. What turns you on creative, spiritually, or emotionally?
This kind of goes in line with what I said in regards to Bill Gates. I work in IT. I'm a very left-brained, logical person. So what really gets me going is solving problems, right? Figuring things out. That just gives me the purest form of satisfaction, right? I just love learning new things and creating things in that regard. And also in regards to BLC or gaming in general, it's just kind of, playing well and outplaying other people and knowing that I outplayed that other person. That really feels good too. So,
And it kind of ties together a little bit. The outplaying somebody in this game, I do see as a bit of problem solving because you got to think about what the character, and you also got to think about the player. What are some of the things that the player has done? What habits have they shown you? And then how do you solve that problem to beat them?
Absolutely. You know, I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of people don't really understand that it's not just character matchups. You know, it's player matchups too. The people at the top, like you take Niwa and DZN is given, two of the top Lucy's in the game, right? But with incredibly different play styles. You know, I might crush Niwa in a tournament or in a 2v2 match or something. I go to DZ has given and just get absolutely decimated, right? So you're right. There absolutely is a problem solving, and at the top level of this game is 100% about adaptation, and that's why I love the game so much, right? Because it's a constant battle to adapt.
That is what really drew me to the game too. To be honest, I just love that adaptation, that pure having to outskill people.
It's beautiful.
So, what would you say turns you off?
Got a lot of pet peeves, but probably just people that are, you know, irrational or immature and just kind of I don't know. I don't like irrationality. I like people who, like I said, I'm a logical person, so I like it when people come to me with rational thought and not just spew out a bunch of random crap. And that might be a vague answer, but I don't really know
I totally
to explain
get it. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. What would you say is your favorite curse word?
Oh, that's easy, man. That's cuck. If that's a curse word. I don't know. There's something about it. I love saying it. I know it's immature. I know a lot. I'm going to drive a lot of people away using it. I don't care. It's so much fun to call someone a cuck. I don't know.
I've heard this word used so often, and I have to admit, I actually don't know what it means. I've been meaning to look it up. But I've been hearing it thrown around everywhere, and I don't fully get it. But
well, you know what? I'll just leave that to you. You can Urban Dictionary it or something.
Exactly.
Right? I'm not gonna let you know on air here.
Not a problem. I appreciate that. What sound would you say, sound or noise, do you love?
I'm gonna go with the cliche response here and just say rain.
Oh.
You know, it sounds cheesy, but it's true. I absolutely love the sound of rain. Love it. I love rainy days. I love the weather. I don't know.
So do you prefer, rain on metal or rain on roof, all of it?
Probably rain on roof, not necessarily metal. It's a little harsh,
Okay.
We don't like to get too obnoxious.
Right.
Just like a soft pitter patter,
Right. So what would you say is a sound or noise that you hate?
It's kind of hard to explain, but when you suck your teeth together, right? You kind of just like put your chompers together and suction them together. It makes this weird little noise. It actually physically makes me cringe and like shiver.
I'm actually not sure the noise you're talking about, so I won't even try to reproduce it.
Please don't. Maybe someone knows what I'm talking about.
Somebody, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you can link in the comments somebody making that noise, I can check it out. I appreciate that. So you said you are working in IT. If you could be in any other profession, what would it be?
Somewhat related, right? So just kind of a different branch of IT. Right now I'm studying networking, network engineering, and I would love to, if I wasn't doing that, I'd love to get into development, full stack development, coding, software engineering, all that kind of stuff. So they're two very, very different fields. You don't need to know one to be good at the other per se. So I don't know. I have love for them both.
And so if there was a profession that would be like your worst nightmare, what would that profession be?
Probably sales. I hate sales. I'm pretty good at it because my dad's been a salesman for 45 years. It's kind of just in my blood, but I despise it. I hate not being, like, when I've done a lot of retail, a lot of customer service in my life, and I just hate not being able to be genuine with a customer or a client or something. So it really bothers me when I have to have some kind of hidden objective and just kind of dance around that subject and manipulate them into achieving that objective, it bothers me. So
Right.
that would drive me nuts.
Man, you're just a good guy all around, aren't you?
I suppose. I don't know.
So this last question may rub people a little wrong, but stay open-minded about it here. So if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive?
I think it would be, I'd want to see God say something hilarious, right? And I'm not religious, but I'd love to hear God call me a cuck. I don't know, man. That would just make my day. That would make my life complete if you just, Jake Finley, you were just a massive cucklord. You were just the worst.
So for you, it's valuable that he speaks deep to your soul about something that would make you happy.
Yeah, exactly. And he understands that, because he's all-knowing and omnipotent, right? He understands that would bring me a lot of pleasure to hear that, right?
Right. That is hilarious. That may be, I mean, this is the first one, but I think that may be the best answer to that question we'll get. That is wonderful.
Wow, dude, I'm flattered. Thank you.
So that is it for my questions. Is there anything that you would like to say before we wrap this up? Any shout outs or anything that you'd like to say? Anything at all?
I'd just like to say I hope you approach Niwa to interview him. I want to get to know him without being too homoerotic, right? I want to get to know him through a different medium so that I don't come off too strong. So please go after Niwa. I need to know these things.
Okay. You send him a message, because I actually have sent him one, so maybe your encouragement will make him say yes.
Okay. All right. I'm playing in the tournament with him tonight. So
are you?
I'll
cool.
do a little subtle manipulation. We'll see what I can do.
Sounds good. Well, Finlev, I really appreciate it. Good luck in your tournament tonight, and I expect to see a victory from you. We'll get a little trophy, a little pose, picture on Twitter, all the good stuff.
If I win, I will post I will arrange my Domino's tower in the shape of a trophy.
That sounds wonderful.
I will put it on Twitter. So that's my promise to you.
All right. Well, good luck, sir. I have to leave for work, so I will not be able to watch that. So, again, best of luck.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity, the interview. I enjoyed it. So thanks again, man.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in for the first episode of Inside the Arena. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it gave you a little bit of a better understanding of Finlev, who he is as a person, and who he is in the community. So make sure to go check out his stream. He streams a lot. Wonderful guy. He's finally got partnered, and I just think that is an awesome thing for Battlerite, that we're seeing Battlerite streamers get partnered, because that is going to draw more people in here, and that is just really wonderful. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share this with some people, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.